1 year after the divorce was finalized, my ex-wife sent a single text that changed everything. "We need to talk." I stared at the screen longer than I should have, then answered with a line I knew I'd regret. "Can't. I'm out with your sister." By the next morning, 2 sheriff's deputies were knocking on my front door, calling my name like they already knew how the day would end. I stood there in my socks, the screen door whining on tired hinges, staring at the uniforms on my porch like they were part of a dream that hadn't decided what it wanted to be yet. "Ray Mercer," the taller deputy said, clipboard already in hand. "That's me," I replied. My voice stayed steady, but my chest tightened, the same kind of tight you feel when you're halfway up a ladder and realize the power was never shut off. "Sir, we need to ask you a few questions." Behind them, gravel crunched as a car passed. Across the street, Mrs. Keller's curtains shifted. In a town just outside Dayton, Ohio, nothing spreads faster than a story that begins with a police cruiser. Standing there in an old IBEW Union t-shirt, coffee cooling on the counter behind me, I understood my life had tilted again, and not gently. To see how it got there, you have to rewind about 12 hours. Tuesday night, 7:43 p.m. I was at my kitchen table adding up receipts like I always did on Tuesdays, an old habit from my electrician days. You spend decades around live wires, you learn to double-check everything, numbers, dates, people. The radio murmured low, a classic rock station playing the same songs it always played. Somehow that repetition felt comforting when you're 56 and newly alone. Then my phone buzzed. "Tina, we need to talk, urgently." 8 words, enough to lock my jaw. Tina Mercer, my ex-wife of 27 years, a woman who could sell a half-flooded basement as cozy and make you thank her for the privilege. We'd been divorced exactly a year, signed off on a gray Wednesday morning at the Montgomery County Courthouse. She drove away in the newer SUV, took half my pension, and wore a smile that said she'd won something that mattered. I stared at the message. I knew better than to respond. My lawyer had warned me, don't engage, don't feed it. But pride doesn't retire when you do. You think it fades with age. It doesn't. I typed back, "Maybe another time. I'm on a date with your sister." I hit send before I could stop myself. Petty? Yes. Satisfying for about 5 seconds? Also yes. And the truth was, I really was heading out the door. Marlene Haskins was waiting at the Cracker Barrel just off I-70, the one with the squeaky front door and the gift shop full of things no one needs but everyone touches. Marlene was Tina's younger sister by 3 years, 49, brown hair pulled back, eyes that missed very little. She listened more than she spoke. This wasn't a revenge date, and that matters. Marlene had reached out quietly months after the divorce, just one message: "You didn't deserve how that ended." Coffee turned into another coffee, then dinner, 2 people comparing notes on the same storm. When I walked in, the smell of burnt coffee and fried chicken wrapped around me like it always did. Marlene was already in the booth, hands around her mug. "You look tense," she said as I slid in. "Long day," I answered. "Same old." She smiled slightly. "Tina?" I nodded. "She texted me too," Marlene said. "Said you were losing it." I snorted. Funny how urgent things become when control slips. We ordered meatloaf and iced tea. Silverware clinked. Low conversations floated around us. Families, truckers, retirees killing time. Normal life. The kind I was trying to rebuild. Marlene laughed at something I said, a real laugh, and for a moment I forgot Tina entirely. That was the last calm moment I'd have for a while. When I got home, my phone lit up like a Christmas tree. Missed calls, unknown numbers, a voicemail I didn't play. I shut the phone off and went to bed anyway. That was my second mistake. Wednesday morning, 6:18 a.m. The knock was firm, confident, not a neighbor. I pulled on jeans, slipped into socks, and opened the door. 2 deputies in brown uniforms, one older, one younger. The older one smelled faintly of aftershave and cold air. "Ray Mercer," he said. "Yes, sir. We're here regarding a complaint filed last night." My stomach dropped. They didn't accuse me outright. They didn't need to. Words like harassment and unwanted contact hovered between us. "We just need your side," the younger deputy said. I nodded and answered questions about texts, about my ex-wife, about Marlene. I could feel the ground shifting under me. After a few minutes, they thanked me and walked away. As they reached their cruiser, Mrs. Keller's curtain moved again. That's when it clicked. This wasn't about talking. This wasn't about closure. This was leverage. Somewhere between my smart remark and that knock, Tina decided to remind me she could still reach into my life and shake it hard. I stood there long after the cruiser left, one thought looping in my head. What did she tell them, and why now? I didn't go back to sleep. I stood at the kitchen sink, staring at frost edging my driveway, listening to the refrigerator cycle on and off like it was thinking too much. My coffee had gone cold, but I drank it anyway. At my age, you don't waste things. By 8, my phone was back on. 3 new texts from Tina. I didn't open them. I called Eddie Rourke instead. Eddie and I had worked side by side nearly 20 years, pulling wire in factories, schools, hospitals, anywhere they needed power and paid union rates. He retired before I did and somehow looked 10 years younger for it. He answered on the second ring. "Ray, you sound like hell. Got a minute?" "Always." I told him about the knock, the complaint, Tina. Silence stretched. "You got a lawyer?" "Had one for the divorce. Haven't talked to her in months." "You need one now," he said, "and not some billboard clown. Someone who understands small-town messes." He gave me a name. Darla Nguyen. Sharp. Doesn't scare easy. I was enough. Darla's office sat between a closed nail salon and a dry cleaner that smelled like starch and old perfume. Inside it was quiet, copier humming, paper and burnt coffee in the air. Darla didn't rush me. She listened. I told her everything. The text, the date, the deputies. I slid my phone across the desk. She read Tina's message twice, then leaned back. "This isn't about feelings," she said. "It's about pressure. She's building a record. She wants a reaction. Angry texts, defensive calls, anything she can point to and say, 'See?'" I hated that she was right. "She asked to talk," I said. "Said it was urgent." Darla gave a short laugh. "They always say that when they need something signed." She asked if Tina had recently asked for a favor. Paperwork. I remembered a soft voicemail from a week earlier. "Just need to clear something up." I hadn't called back. "There it is," Darla said. "No direct contact. Everything through me. Document everything. Stay boring. Boring wins."
My phone rang. Kelsey, my daughter. "Dad, are you okay? Aunt Tina posted something about being scared." I promised I was handling it. Afterward, Darla said quietly, "This is where it hurts, when it reaches your kids." She knows where to hit. She believed Tina was in real trouble, financial, maybe legal, and needed my name attached to something. So that urgent talk was never about closure. It was about consent. By Thursday morning, rumors had legs. Canceled inspections, a 1-star review, people looking away. Darla told me not to react, screenshot everything. Marlene called shaken. Tina was telling people I was unstable. Then she asked how Tina seemed to know where I was. Doubt flickered. "Old group chats," Marlene said. She apologized. Tina made everyone doubt themselves. That night, Darla called. There was a line of credit I hadn't opened, tied to my name, opened 3 months earlier, an old authorization. I dug through boxes in my garage and found it, a faded form I barely remembered signing years ago. "Just in case," Tina had said. I sat on the concrete floor and laughed, hollow. Marlene came over. Tina had asked her to sign something too. She refused. The plan came together quickly. Paperwork, records, a Chamber of Commerce luncheon where Tina would speak about ethics, lawful, witnessed. I wanted my name back. The ballroom smelled like weak coffee and overcooked chicken. Tina spoke about trust. Darla waited, then stood. Documents were presented. Murmurs spread. Marlene spoke up. An investor pulled out. Tina froze. I stood and said only one thing. I just want my name back. Outside, cold air burned my lungs. Tina accused me. Darla shut it down. Weeks followed. Paperwork, calls, waiting. Slowly, things shifted. Reviews changed. Clients returned. My daughter said she was proud. Marlene and I kept things simple. One rainy evening, she asked if I regretted that text. It was the spark, I said. It showed me I didn't have to be afraid anymore. Here's what I learned. Revenge isn't screaming. It's protecting what's left. Your name, your peace. Silence isn't always strength. Truth holds. Don't let someone else write the story. Not at 30, not at 56, not ever.